Yeah, I have this thing that I wrote, which is what everybody's doing when we are adults.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's
So you
great.
you know what every character's doing now?
So what I wrote in when I was working on this with a friend of mine, what I wrote was, okay, so the Danny relationship is still the Danny relationship is that she was married.
Uh-huh.
She was married to the guy with the, she has the baby in the last episode. You know, she has
Yes.
Jenny baby, who's Taylor in real life.
Yeah.
And um and then and then and then she on top of being a family therapist, she's lesbian. I wrote that too. And but she's always like she and Danny dated on and off and on and off for years. And you know, he's a guy who can't stay in a relationship for a really long time. And of course, that's just the opposite of the reality of Carlo.
Mhm.
And but and then they decide they want to have another child. So they go to Danny and they say, this is your opportunity to really be a
Wow.
father. And that, so that was that. And Erica is enormously successful, but she's also suffering the stuff from being enormously successful. And Pierre Paul Montgomery is her manager.
Ah,
And
perfect.
Bruno is a composer. I mean, it's everything that you really think he would have been. He's a composer, he's successful, he still knows her. And then, you know, when I wrote for Jean, you know, in some ways, you know, what we did was I wrote The Big Chill because by the time I wrote this, Jean wasn't alive anymore.
Yeah.
I really wrote it like this is where we come back together. We come back for that memorial.
Yeah.
And let's see, who else? Nia, Nicole working, but like, you know,
She
having to,
died.
what?
She
I know
died.
she died in the series too, right? So, but she died after I left, so I didn't know she
Oh,
died. So
yeah.
the way I had written her was she was just up against the wall of how she was being cast, but she was clearly brilliantly, she was fighting that fight and constantly deciding, is this where I want to be? Is this not where I want to be?
Okay.
And you know, with Erica, she's on a hit series. She's, you know, she's doing her stuff. And let's see, who what I'm forgetting somebody.
Holly.
Oh, Holly. What was Holly doing? I'm trying to remember. You know, I don't think I can remember, but it was so funny because when we did this thing together where we did satellite, you know,
Mhm.
she'd gone to college for business.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to look back at this thing because I can't remember kind of what everybody else was doing. But where we're brought back together is that they're closing the School of the Arts,
Okay.
you know, which eventually they did. They kind of hybrid the two.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that was just, you know, stuff.